Well, this one is probably going to be a little bit of a shorter live stream than usual because we're probably going to go, 10 to 15 minutes just talking about early signing day. And then we'll head out of here and I'll let you go. If you want to say anything in the chat, go ahead, say anything in the chat and I will get to it whenever I get to it. But just early signing day, yeah, Florida had 20 kids sign their letter of intent. They had a couple preferred walk-ons come in. It was something where, yeah, I think you could say Florida should have made more moves, but I think getting out of day one with 20 of your 21 initially committed kids to go to your school and actually sign the letter of intent, I think that's a big win. Just looking at that, obviously it's not great dropping to number 13th in the country after just big days. I mean, Oregon, just an incredible run that they went on where they're number 8 now. They were just they were ridiculous. There's no other way about that. But looking at just Florida maintaining all their guys. Jaden Rashada did a really fun thing where he made us sweat it out. Jaden Rashada made us sweat it out. He was the last commit to sign his national letter of intent, which was terrifying again because, yes, this is Jaden Rashada. He's the quarterback that committed to Miami initially, and then he flipped from Miami to Florida in, I believe it was October. And then and then people started creating these wild rumors that had really no logic behind them, no real basis, but just could Jaden Rashada flip to Oregon? Which, by the way, apparently just saying, could this player flip to Oregon? You had a pretty good chance at being right, just based on Oregon's success on that first early signing of the first day of the early signing window. It was insane. But Jaden Rashada, again, waited his time and he committed pretty much at 5 p.m. He signed that letter of intent. But here's the thing also, because I feel like a lot of people have been talking about it, where all day they were like, come on, we're waiting on Jaden Rashada. And it's like, you guys know he's 3 hours behind us, right? So like he signed for us at 5 p.m. But for him, it was 2 p.m. Like it was when you get out of school for Jaden Rashada. But for us, it was the end of the day. So we were sweating over here. But it was no real concern there. I know there were a few players where they were not even rumors. There was just like a little bit of Twitter buzz that kids are maybe committing elsewhere. Andy Jean had the most buzz to commit somewhere else, but ultimately decided to stay with Florida. The other team was Florida State, which would have been funny. Yeah, you have to say, like, yes, you could be mad if Andy Jean committed elsewhere, but you also have to kind of acknowledge that it would have been funny if he initially was a Miami Hurricane commit, decommitted from them and flipped to the Florida Gators, and then he flipped from the Florida Gators to the Florida State Seminoles. That would have just been funny. Like I'm not saying I would have been happy if it happened. I'm just saying it probably would have been funny. So there's that. I know that Jakeem Jackson had Kentucky interested in him, and Miami was interested in him. And Miami fans were kind of confident that they might actually pull off the flip. Jakeem Jackson, though, remained a Florida Gator the entire time. Derek LeBlanc, by the way, high school teammate of Jakeem Jackson. Derek LeBlanc looked miserable when Jakeem Jackson and him were signing because they were sitting right next to each other on Jakeem's Instagram Live. And Derek LeBlanc looked so unhappy, where to the point I was like, oh my God, is he about to say a different school than the hat that he's wearing is Oklahoma? So I was like, oh my God, what if he goes somewhere else? Not the case. Though Will Norman is someone that some Gators fans were getting a little antsy about. He is a Florida Gator. Sharif Denson is another one that Florida Gators fans got a little antsy about, especially because Sharif Denson, Miami was interested in Sharif Denson. Alabama was interested in Sharif Denson, but no, Sharif Denson is going to be a Florida Gator. Billy Napier spoke incredibly highly of Sharif Denson in the press conference. I almost said post game, but in the press conference that he just had about an hour ago, he was talking about his ability to play star early on, about his ability to play multiple DB spots. Same thing with Jordan Castell. He was like, "Hey, Jordan Castell plays corner right now. We're going to start him out in the safety room," which was also interesting that, yeah, George, right? It was also interesting just that I feel like there were quite a few players where Billy Napier was just like, we're going to start them at this spot and we're going to see how it goes. Where usually I feel like you're like, okay, like they're going to play this position. And you're not kind of talking about already considering a position change, but that is something. Aaron Gates is another one where a lot of Gators fans were like, well, maybe he might decommit and flip elsewhere because, of course, Aaron Gates was the only Florida Gator commit from the Dan Mullen era. Still committed. He committed, I believe it was August 26th, 2021, remained committed through that horrible 2021 season, remained committed through Dan Mullen's firing, Billy Napier's hiring, remained committed through everything that happened with this team. Aaron Gates going to be a Florida Gator. I can't wait. Like the fact that the kid went through 2 coaches and he went through everything that this team went through and he remained committed is just so cool. Like that kid's a Gator through and through. I can't wait to see him play for the Florida Gators. Bryce Thornton is someone that Billy Napier spoke very highly of. Same with Jaden Robinson. With Jaden Robinson, he was even talking about how Jaden Robinson is playing safety right now in high school and he's going to be playing linebacker for the Gators, and that he had 7 straight weeks of a defensive touchdown. It was insane stuff. It was insane. If you haven't watched the press conference, go watch the little press conference. It wasn't a long one at all, but there was a lot of great information about just who is coming to be a Florida Gator. Trayon Webb is obviously someone where Trayon's another one where it's like he's a Gator through and through. You got a good memory, dude. Thanks, Steven. I don't know what you're specifically referring to, but I feel like that's also not the first time you said that to me, but thanks. So there's that. But Trayon Webb's another one where he's a Gator through and through. It's just a lot of kids where I think it's a big win today. I know that there are a lot of Florida Gators fans who going into the day, it was, yes, you're probably losing at least 1 or 2 commitments that you had already. You're probably losing Isaiah Nixon, which, yes, Isaiah Nixon is going to be with UCF. We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about why else this is a win in a minute. Before we get into that, though, today's bonus episode of Locked On Gators is brought to you by BetOnline. The Florida Gators were 10.5-point underdogs against the Oregon State Beavers last week in the Las Vegas Bowl. That was the first time all season that as underdogs, the Florida Gators did not cover the spread. Really sucked. I told you to bet the under. They hit the under. That was the easy one, 52.5. I told you to take the team under for Florida, whatever it was, wherever you looked at it. I believe for us, it was, I think it was 20.5, and that was the easiest under ever. Again, check out BetOnline. Go to there, use their website. I use it on my phone all the time, so you could do that as well. But check out BetOnline. It's where the game starts. Wrapping up this bonus episode, if you have any questions in the chat or anything you want to say in the chat, go ahead and do it, and I'll get to it. We're going to give this another 5-ish minutes and then get going, and then I'm going to start working on tomorrow's actual episode because we've got a day ahead of us. But as I was saying, why it's a good thing and why today is a big win for the Florida Gators, like, yeah, you didn't add many people. You didn't add new names to your recruiting class. Like that wasn't a thing that happened. But there were so many rumors and so much buzz where, yes, you lost Isaiah Nixon. And I'll say this, I know there are rumors about Isaiah Nixon not getting the letter of intent from Florida, whether it was they weren't super interested or his grades, whatever it was. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know if I can confirm that. I can't deny it. I can't confirm it. And I'm also going to be honest with you. I'm not even going to try to, because here's the thing. End of the day, he's not a Gator, so I don't care. I don't care the reasoning for him not being a Gator. He's not a Florida Gator. I'm going to care about the kids that are Florida Gators. But I think it's a big win when you look at just looking down the list. Jaden Rashada had rumors of Oregon, which again were completely unfounded. And like I said yesterday and the day before, didn't think they were going to happen. So Jaden Rashada had rumors. Kelby Collins had rumors. Looking at Jakeem Jackson had rumors. Will Norman had rumors. Sharif Denson had rumors. Aaron Gates had rumors. Andy Jean had rumors. All of them had rumors of dropping from this class and going somewhere else. And the only one you lost is Isaiah Nixon. So yeah, I have a difficult time being upset with the day. Was it a great day? Kinda. You kept most of your guys. You lost one who, again, may have some academic issues, and that's what's keeping him from being a Gator anyway. Why would you be mad about it? Like that's a good day. A lot of teams went in there. Look at what happened to Notre Dame today. Look what happened to Baylor today. You had these classes set up and you just lost them to Oregon. Like Oregon just cleaned house when it came to flips today. And so you could be in that situation where you lost a bunch of kids, but you're not. You're in the situation where early signing day, for the most part, is all about getting those names that you already have committed to sign that letter of intent. That's the biggest thing. It's not always about Travis Hunter flipping from Florida State to Jackson State. That happens, yeah. And Austin Novosad flipping from Baylor to Oregon, and all the other kids at Oregon flip. That happens. But the biggest thing about National Signing Day or early signing day, the early signing period, whatever you want to call it, the biggest thing is maintaining the guys you have committed and retaining the guys you have committed. Florida did that for the vast majority of their commits. Again, the one guy who didn't, there are rumors about his eligibility academically. So I don't know why anybody would be upset. This is a good day. Yeah, you didn't win the Qua Russaw, James Smith battles, and you might lose some of the other battles that are going to be happening soon. But I still think this is a big win if you're a Florida Gator. Like you maintain most of your guys. 19 four-star players coming to your program. They've all signed their letters of intent. Maybe a 5-star, depending on what you consider Jaden Rashada. I know that he's, I think, consensus a 4-star, but that he's got a 5-star rating on 24/7. And I think one other place also has him as a 5-star quarterback. So you've got your guy. You've got the guy. Just keeping all these guys, and Caleb Banks is coming in, and I see people talking about the transfers with Taraja Mitchell, Graham Mertz, Grayson McCall, everybody talking about this. I think I'm fairly certain Graham Mertz is going to be a Florida Gator, although he has not officially said anything, although the university has not officially said anything. I know rumors came out about 18 hours ago at this point. I think he's going to be a Florida Gator. Billy Napier mentioned that he wants to have 4 scholarship quarterbacks in the room. And right now you've got Max Brown, Jaden Rashada, Jack Miller III, and the 4th one is going to be a portal, likely Graham Mertz. He also mentioned wanting a preferred walk-on. We'll see what happens there, but Graham Mertz hasn't officially said anything. He's not officially listed as a Gator. It's literally just those reports that came out late last night. And people are just accepting it as fact. I'm also thinking that it's going to happen, but it's not a fact yet. Grayson McCall, academic issues. We know that it's either his grades or his credits won't transfer. I'm hearing both things. Either way, academic issues is all I'm saying. So there's that. I'm just going to look through the chat right now. Let's see. We got, but yep, give Billy 4 years. Go ahead. As long as he doesn't suck in any of them, fine. Sound disappointed. Oh, I saw that when I was talking about Andy Jean now flipping. I want Andy Jean. I'm not saying that. Have you heard who else may be coming? I can tell you, I don't think Desmond Ricks or Jordan Hall. I think for the most part, you're just looking at the uncommitted kids and you're seeing if there's any interest, and you're looking at the transfer portal, and that's where you shift your focus to for now. I think you look at the top ranked uncommitted kids and that are planning on signing during this period, and you go after them. Then you prioritize the portal, and then you look at the remaining uncommitted high school kids that are coming over, and you try to take a look at them. They're saying Graham Mertz signed. I haven't seen anything where Graham Mertz officially signed, so I don't know what to do with that. Again, I think he will be. Jair Sugar-Hill committed to Michigan, of course, who Florida was also kind of in on. But yes, so Billy can't say anything about Graham Mertz. No one can say anything about Graham Mertz until he signs. But yes, the expectation, Graham Mertz will be a Florida Gator, which is why I said I'm not saying definitively, but I'm pretty sure he will be a Florida Gator. What is the most Napier will take? I don't know what that means. Today, the best day of the season. Go Gators. Yep. Next QB isn't even hitting the portal till after his bowl game. I'm assuming you're talking about Michael Pratt, in which case he said he's going back. You could say Sam Hartman, but I don't think it's Sam Hartman. How about the Ohio State linebacker Tiraja Mitchell? Yes, he is most likely coming to the Florida Gators. Again, nothing publicly definitively said about it. But I will say he is not someone who played at Ohio State. Like, he was on the team. He was a team captain, but he wasn't someone who played. We'll see what happens, because my biggest thing was getting in someone with experience. Tiraja Mitchell doesn't have that. So we'll see what it really is and how he really fits in. But again, what I want is someone that has starting experience, maybe a group of 5 guy looking for a step up. I wanted Antonio Greer. I believe he's going to UCF now, if I'm not mistaken, which sucks. Maybe even Florida State. He's going to another Florida school. That's not Miami. I remember that one. But yes, Tiraja Mitchell was team captain with the Bucks. Curious to see what happens. I saw Mertz coming as preferred walk-on. I doubt that. How many kids can we add is what I mean. As many as you want. They removed the 25 scholarship limit. You just have to be down to 85 scholarship kids by the start of spring ball. So if you can add 40, then you can add 40. Okay, Halo Master 96, homophobic slurs. So we are going to hide that user from this channel. Thank you so much. So there's that. Some buzz about Cormani will not sign today. Bama and Gators might still be in it for him. Nah. Cormani's going to Miami or Colorado, I think. But I'm going to wrap this up here today because, like I said, I wanted to go 15 minutes. We're at almost 18. But thank you so much for tuning in. Check out Locked On Gators. We're here Monday through Friday. Sorry, I will acknowledge this. Miami fan here, but just curious how y'all's class was overall. Like, rating wise, I think it's 13, 12. Let's see, what is it overall? It's 13th overall. Again, I think it's a solid day. You go in there with most of your commits. You retain 20 of your 21 high school commits, bringing them in. So I'm cool with it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Of course, I'm Brandon Olson, Locked On Gators. Catch me every Monday through Friday on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.